last night, LeBron James and the Lakers hit rock bottom. And like, whoa, what do you mean hit rock bottom? Okay, so they lost a hard-fought game to the Clippers in the first game back from the All-Star break. Now, you may say to yourself, all right, it's the Clippers. They're a rival. Paul George play? Did Kawhi Leonard play? So you can tell me, hey, Anthony Davis didn't play, and it's a good retort. Anthony Davis is a great player. When healthy, top 5, top 10 player in the NBA. He's their best actual physical talent because he helps them at both ends now. LeBron's still tremendous. Anthony Davis helps them more on defense, and without him, it's kind of a house of cards because he defends the rim so well. But they didn't have Anthony Davis. The other team doesn't have their two superstars. Okay, it's the Clippers. The Clippers are still playing well. The New Orleans Pelicans come in. The New Orleans Pelicans. And all anybody is talking about with the Pelicans is their best young player who isn't with nor communicating with the team currently in Zion Williamson. They were 10 games under 500. The Pelicans come in and they don't beat the Lakers. They kick the crap out of the Lakers. It was not competitive. They're booing the Lakers in the Lakers building. And the Lakers, Trevor Ariza is calling a fan the B word. What are you doing, dude? LeBron James is telling a fan, what do you know about basketball outside the ball going in and not going in the hoop? Like what like the Lakers are imploding right before our eyes. So I asked you, like LeBron James, like what is the win in LeBron James telling a fan who we all know LeBron James has forgotten more about basketball than any fan in that arena will ever know. He's forgotten more than they know. But do you have to say it? So, look, this thing is a mess. And here's the story that I think connects it all together. I wasn't a huge Kobe fan as a player. I just wasn't. I felt like though he played hard on defense, which I respected, and though he wanted to win, like Kobe's default in wanting to win was he just wanted to take every shot. There are good portions of Kobe's career that I really didn't like. There were ways in which he treated people at points in time in his career, which I really didn't like. But version, 4.0 of Kobe at the end of his career, it wasn't necessarily gracious, but he did come to like a mature, this is where I am, I'm kind of done. He's not only very bright, but he became really comfortable with himself. And post-career Kobe was great because he had true perspective on how immature he was for so long and how he treated people at times. And he wanted to evolve out of that. So one night, and I have talked about this, I was fortunate. Kobe and I had been missing each other in terms of talking about youth basketball. He coached his late daughter, also died in the helicopter crash. He coached Gianna, and they had the Lady Mambas, right? And I had my own team and program in the same area, drawing from the same schools. And we would exchange texts and ideas and frustrations, and it was really, really cool. And he'd shoot me a text like, can you grab a drink tonight? No, I had drinks with him at your boy Rome's favorite place, Javier's. Okay. And it was the night before I actually guest hosted Cowherd. And of the things that he talked about, it was LeBron was coming to town. It was already done. And he said to me unequivocally, LeBron does not get, know, or understand LA. And he's not built for it the way I'm built for it. And so I said, what do you mean? He's like, look, man, I shot those 2 air balls when I was 17, and I thought the world came crashing down. And my reaction to it was, I lived in the gym all summer. Okay, the way in which people reacted to those air balls, shots that I shouldn't have shot, they were bad shots, but I missed by a mile, fueled me my whole career. I took negativity and it fueled me. And when there was negativity with me and Shaq, it fueled me. It's like, That's not what fuels LeBron. He's just built different. He's not the savage competitor that me and Mike are. Like I want to kill. I'm the type of killer that wants to kill you and your whole family. LeBron just wants to be loved, wants to play ball, wants to win games. But he is not the killer that me and Mike are. That's his perception. And he's in an area in LA that has never embraced him. Like, is it really that big a thing that they have murals of, even before Kobe died, that the murals of Kobe, and they put a mural of LeBron and people, defaced it? Like, that's a real thing. He's Moises Alou. He didn't understand that when he went to the Chicago Cubs, they were going to play day games. He didn't understand that when he was going into L.A., look, he's a better player than Kobe. Kobe Bryant is not one of the 10 greatest NBA players ever. He's just not. Okay? He's not the greatest Laker ever. I'm not saying anything that's blasphemous. Magic Johnson's the greatest Laker ever. Okay? And it's not really even that close. Kobe's great. And look, Kobe would have an open discussion about it if he was alive today. He would say, and this is what he said to me that night, was like, look, everybody said I couldn't do it with Pau Gasol because Pau Gasol was too soft. Pau Gasol becomes one of my greatest teammates ever. I want a little bit of credit. A lot of it's on Pau and a little bit of credit for it. Okay? But there were lots of flaws in Kobe, and, he's not a perfect dude, not a perfect player. He's a great player. A great player. But he was a secondary version of Jordan, right? Everything he copied was Jordan. He just wasn't as good at it, wasn't as dominant, didn't possess that next step burst athleticism of Jordan. Shot a lot of game-winning shots, gets credit for making them. We don't point out he also missed a lot. And the difference was that Jordan learned in his career to create for others. That's why he averaged 11 assists a game in the first NBA Finals. Look, Kobe's great. He's easily a top 20, 25 guy. Maybe a top 10 if you want to create a list. I would respectfully disagree. But Kobe is the Lakers guy. And the speech at the memorial was great. The hug when Kobe was courtside was great. But the reality to it is he's not really a Laker. And those people that are calling you a fake Laker, essentially, are those people that you just told they don't know anything about basketball. Are Laker fans front runners? Hell yes. Do you know who else is front runners? All of the fans are front runners. They're all that way. The second you lose, they turn on you. That's fandom. They do. Okay? But it's how you handle it. And whether he didn't know or doesn't care, LeBron James has never really understood what he's walking into, what he's playing. Like, even the Rams win the Super Bowl. Like, hey, let's have a 3-way parade. That got no traction. None. And by the way, not a terrible idea. Honestly, think about it. Like, the Dodgers, not a terrible idea. They never really got a victory parade. Lakers never really got a victory parade. Not a terrible idea. Right? Not a terrible idea. One united front, city of champions, blah, 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 blah. How much traction did they get? Zero. No one even considered it. Not even once. Why? Because nobody likes the Lakers with LeBron. That's the secret. Nobody really. If they win, cool. Put up another banner. But if they lose, it's LeBron. He's not really a Laker anyway. And he didn't know that he was walking into that. And he's not really built for that. He's not built for that level of criticism. This isn't something that he's ever really understood or felt. And so, yeah, he's reacting poorly to it. But he's reacting poorly to it because he didn't prepare himself for it, nor is he truly equipped for it. Those stories kind of make sense together. I don't know. It worked in my head. I don't know if it played out as such. I apologize if you're lost and I'm telling too many personal stories and too much personal details or whatever. But
I really like those stories. My one question, and it might be the most important question coming off the entire segment. What was Kobe drinking? Was he drinking alcohol?
Yes. He was drinking there's a drink called the Mamba. He has his own drink there. And
Javier's has the Mamba?
Yeah, he has his own. Yeah.
What is it? Like
it was kind of fruity. I was drinking
something?
it too. So what he told me was, again, and he has instant recall. He had instant recall of every game he ever played. Like, freaky. Okay? Freaky. So, Kobe, they were playing, I think, the Rockets. You can look this one up. One year they're playing the Rockets in the playoffs, and I think they were down 3-1. And he said that he said he texted, but I don't know if it was before the time of text, whatever. But he said, like, he talked to Javier and said, hey, man, I need to get away from the house and just think. So he, like, landed at LAX with the team, came right to Javier's and stayed there, like, all night, just, like, by himself. And they just kept fun, like, this was his drink. And then somebody, called him a cab and he went home. And that became kind of his drink.
I got the ingredients.
Okay, what is it?
This is a lot of sugar.
It was a lot of sugar.
Wow.
I was really hungover the next day.
Sky raspberry vodka, Malibu rum, pineapple and orange juice. And what is this? I'm not a liquor connoisseur. Chambord? What is that? Chambord?
Yeah, something. Yes. It was good. It was good. It was very sweet, very fruity. I hosted Cowherd the next day, and I was hungover. I don't drink that much. I don't drink fruity drinks that much. But it's Kobe Bryant. How many times in your life do you get a chance to talk with somebody, and he just talked like a real guy? He also, all the wait staff spoke Spanish, and he would just, like, flip to Spanish. And people come take pictures, and he took a bunch of pictures, and then everybody left, and then it's just me and him and a bunch of dudes cleaning up. And it's like an amazing thing. And anyway, I'll never forget what he told me about LeBron. He's just like, listen, he knows what he's getting into. He ain't built for it like I was, and this is different than anything he's ever been a part of. And it's true.